what's up? Welcome to FreesTYLERs, the greatest podcast in the history of mankind. Today I am speaking with Thomas from Cereal Snob. Thomas is most likely known for his cereal videos on YouTube and Instagram. He currently has 22.5 thousand followers on Instagram, but he also has a TikTok account that he posts on sometimes. How are you, Thomas?
I am doing pretty good today. It's lunchtime, and I just had birthday cake Fruity Pebbles. They were delicious.
Nice. So I got a couple of questions to ask you if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
What's your favorite way to start the day?
Oh, like actually every day, my favorite, if I could, every single day, I wake up and I would get my physical activity started, whatever that may be, whether it's gym, running, riding my one wheel. And then once that's done, I would hopefully start posting on Cereal Snob somewhere, whether it's Instagram or YouTube. And then if that's done, dude, the rest of the day could be anything could happen. It'll be a good day if I get those few things done.
Yeah. What is your favorite cereal?
Right now, my favorite cereal is peanut butter Chex. I actually have, 10 boxes of it in that box over there. 10 family-sized boxes because, someone told me recently that it might be being discontinued. And I was like, nah, not before I buy 10 boxes. Yeah, but I check with General Mills, so I don't think it is going to be discontinued, but someone scared me, so I panicked and spent $30 on peanut butter Chex. Yeah. That's what you do when you care.
Milk or cereal first? That's a simple question. Yeah.
Always cereal and then milk, unless we're talking about Pebbles cereal in particular. Then I'm okay doing it the other way around. And I would even recommend it sometimes because most people don't like Pebbles cereal because it gets soggy so fast. But that's because it doesn't float in the same way it does. But if you put milk first, it'll all float on top of that milk. Pro tip. What about you? You tell me. I don't know how you feel on this. But
I usually do cereal first. It's not like a big deal to me though. Like I don't think about it that much, you know?
Yeah. I actually don't think anyone thinks about it that much. It's just one of those things that we talk about to be dramatic on the internet.
What is one video that you made that you didn't expect to go as well as it did?
Do you mean go as well by performing better than I thought it would? Or so when it comes to video performance, last year I made a video on how they tried to change Toucan Sam to his new updated look. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember so the whole world hated the new Toucan Sam. So that video performed really, really well. Didn't expect that at all. But just recently, my video where I reviewed Waffle Crisp, it went really well in a way I wasn't expecting as far as the post-production process because as a person who reviews cereal on camera, one of the things I'm always having trouble with is trying to find, okay, from when I take my first bite of cereal to when I do the full score review, I'm like, what do I do with that downtime? And I just recently kind of discovered a new effect that I'm going to employ in all my video reviews going forward, where as soon as I take the first bite of cereal, you'll start to see all the other takes of me eating each bite, layer in, right in the same position. So you'll see me just kind of taking 15 bites all at once, and then I'll just go into the review. So you get to watch me eat the cereal without having to spend 15 minutes or 10 minutes watching me actually eat. It's 20 seconds or something. So I just learned that recently and crazy hyped about that.
Man, okay. What's one cereal you couldn't live without?
Man, that's a hard question because I know eventually basically all my cereals are going to get canceled and eventually come back. But I think one of my, peanut butter Chex is probably the thing, right? If it goes away, it'll be a really serious day for me and it'll be sad. I'm going to lose my mind. I already have a live stream planned with a friend in case that does happen. I was like, hey, if it gets discontinued, we're live streaming just a whole day of us talking about this cereal. But another one would probably be Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles it always wins. It's just so, so good.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the shrimp tail thing. Can you
The most
talk about that some? Like, tell me.
Yeah, so for anyone listening or watching who doesn't know about that, some guy, a comedian on Twitter, posted a photo of himself, or a photo of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and inside or outside, just outside the bag, mixed with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and covered in cinnamon sugar, were very obviously shrimp tails. Just the little things you bite off so you don't have to chew them in his cereal. He prefaced this whole thing by saying it wasn't a bit because he's a comedian, so he has to let people know when he's serious. And the whole internet blew up because Cinnamon Toast Crunch was like, actually, that's just an accumulation of cinnamon sugar. Sometimes it happens when we don't properly mix the ingredients. And he's like, no, these are shrimp tails. And the internet was like, he's right, they're shrimp tails. So fast forward, that was a week ago, as of today, basically. And so far, no real update to that besides lots of people, ex-girlfriends, and previous coworkers of that guy have come out and really started trash talking who he is as a person. So that's not the super important part, because people are just trying to say that he's a jerk. Who cares if he ate shrimp tails? But the real issue is there was potentially shrimp tails in his cereal, and the facts are the bag he purchased from Costco, and it was like 2 bags inside a single box, and one of those bags, or both of them actually, may have been resealed with like clear packing tape. So someone, after it was manufactured, most likely opened it, threw some stuff in the bag, and then sealed it back up. And either it got delivered to Costco or it was purchased from Costco and then returned. But we have yet to discover exactly what it is. And most people want to know, and I'm guessing, Tyler, you might too, is it real or is it fake? What are your opinions?
I feel like that's hard to believe, only because, like, especially after watching your IGTV video about it, you kept saying how his name had
his last name is Cart. His wife's last name is Fishel.
Yeah.
Like fish.
That influenced me a lot.
Yeah.
This. But
that's pretty funny.
I mean,
13 boxes of CTC just right here for the same Pokemon cards that you just have. And so I think the guy who said he found this in his cereal, I think he believes it's real. Now, whether he believes it came from the Cinnamon Toast Crunch factory or somewhere else, who knows? But I think he legitimately thinks there were shrimp in his cereal from like the get-go.
Yeah, if it did actually happen, though, I feel like it definitely was like, I don't think it was from the factory like that, you know? Yeah,
well, because you wouldn't think one factory is sharing like shrimp cocktail on one side and Cinnamon Toast Crunch on the other, because that's just so problematic for either one of those like people trying to make those things. So Cinnamon Toast Crunch, General Mills were like, that definitely did not happen, everybody. And I trust them because, like you, I have 13 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch right here. 0 shrimp tails, not a single one. And they make millions of boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, right? And if no other person has been like, yeah, actually, I found some too. I think that's pretty safe to say that it's probably not from the factory. That's just my hunch.
What are some like other creators that inspire you to make these like cereal videos and stuff?
What a great question. So I can tell you, like a lot of the accounts I follow on Instagram and and even YouTube too, but like Gabe from Cereal Time is a big influence of mine because, well, right when I started researching whether or not to start my channel in 2015, he was the only other account I could find that was even doing something similar to what I wanted to do. So it was great to see him. So he was a big inspiration. But as you may know, there are not a lot of other cereal review channels, and that's all they do. Lots of people review food and cereal and snacks, but there's not many. So, but when it comes to Instagram, I follow like the M&M twins. I Need a Snack, Snacks from Around, Dad Bod Snacks, the Junk Food Aisle. There's just like a ton of people that inspire me all the time, like Snack Betch, Junk Food Mom. Like there's a ton where and even Cereal Life, which is Ami. He's in either Canada or Florida, but those are the people that I'm following most closely because when they talk about some news, if it's something I don't want to know or I don't know, I share it with my audience too, so everyone can kind of be clued in at the same time.
What did you want to be when you were younger?
An actor or a performer of some sort. Like I moved to Los Angeles a few years ago, and in pursuit of that dream, actually 5 years ago now, and for 3 years I was there, kind of like living that dream, having the best time, and honestly, it was so great. But I have a daughter who's not much younger than you. She's 11, and I know you're 15.
Yes, sir.
50, yeah, so that's pretty close, right? So when I lived far away, it was just really hard to be the dad in the way that I wanted to be a dad. And I realized, if I want to be an actor, and I do, I still like performing and stuff, which is part of the reason why these things make me so excited. Like these, but I told myself I can go back to Los Angeles or anywhere, 10 years down the line when she's old enough to not need like daddy in her life the same way she does now. So that's my preferred roles to be performing of some sort. I'm a huge fan of public appearances and talking to a lot of people all at once, which is actually really funny because YouTube is a pretty lonely existence. You're recording onto the camera, alone in your room, pretending like you're talking to people so that when they actually watch, it feels like they're being talked to. But, it's just me.
I get that. In which ways do you try to stand out from other creators on YouTube and Instagram and stuff?
I think mostly on Instagram, I do my best to stick out by being the most me more than the snacks. I'll post photos of cereal, snacks, whatever it may be, but I do my best to get on camera, address people like this as best I can. And I think so many other snack accounts don't do that because most people, it's just easier to post a picture of food than it is to like get on camera and have to look at yourself, because a lot of people don't like look at themselves, but it doesn't bother me. I like to connect with people. And I realize if I can treat you or anyone else that's watching like a friend from the get-go, then typically it's much easier to become friends because I'm not treating you any other way. I just almost treat everyone else like they're on the inside already. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have to explain my daughter's name every time. I just will just say those things, and people, as long as they stick around long enough, they'll catch on, or they'll DM me and we can connect there. That's another place I try and stand out is I reply to like every single DM, literally, even the requests. Like I'll look at them, or I at least acknowledge them. And other people I think don't have the time to do that, but I'm lonely sometimes, and there's always a DM there to keep me company.
So, like, you'd rather be seen as like a person than a brand, basically. Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, totally. But I can tell you, I think part of the reason why Cereal Snob has worked so far is because when people go to my page, they don't see a picture of me with cereal. They see Cereal Snob, right, in the logo. And I think I'm not really a celebrity, so it's easier to follow a brand. And then once they're like on the page, I hook them with the personal thing. Right? Like, oh yeah, but this is me, this is my life, and this is what I do. And I try and stand out by like I guess basically catfishing people. It's like into thinking they're following a brand, but really it's just some dude who really loves cereal.
Is this some random guy?
Yeah.
That's all the questions I have written down. Do you want to add anything or?
Yeah, there's so much more we can talk about. First off,
let's go.
So what can we talk about? So I think a big problem with the cereal industry at large is that when you are on my page, you see, wow, he just talked about birthday cake Fruity Pebbles. Those sound cool. Where can I get them? And where would you go, Tyler, to if you were looking for those?
I would probably go to like Target or something.
Yeah. And what if they didn't have them there?
Then I'd be sad.
Yeah. And I think one of the big problems I've noticed, especially since I started this, is like I'll get the news really quick when a cereal comes out. But I live in the Phoenix metropolitan area in Arizona. And sometimes cereals literally never come here. Like they just don't show up. Usually I'll report about it. I have a good time talking about it, but it's just not here. And because of that, that like really bums me out. And the people that are DMing me, lots of my DMs are like, where can I find Waffle Crisp? Like, oh, just go to I have a link like on my clipboard on my phone. That's just like a store locator for Waffle Crisp because I get that question so often. But when it comes to cereal, I think all the cereal industry in general is lacking like people connected to their brands. Like Fruit Loops has Toucan Sam, Kellogg's has Tony the Tiger, but no one really knows who those people are because they aren't really people. They're just mascots made for cereal. And I think the whole industry could be greatly, I don't know. I just think it could be more interesting and dynamic if the brands felt like there were people attached to them too. And that's what I'm trying. Again, another thing I just do with Cereal Snob is to try and remind people that brands are people too. Usually more than one, but in this case, it's just me. And anyways, but that's besides the point. The point is when you can't find cereal and there's like hype behind the cereal, why can't it just get delivered to your door? Right? Why can't you buy it from Kellogg's, General Mills, Post, or anyone else directly and just have it shipped to you? Because you should be able to do that, but you can't. And that's one of the things I definitely see as like being an issue that I totally want to fix.
Yeah. We need to have like a Kellogg store or something.
Yeah, but they had like one, and they might actually still have it in New York.
Wait for it.
Yeah, it's like a Kellogg ran cafe. You go there, you can eat cereal, but it's not like
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great if it was like aisles of all their cereal plus a little cafe to like hang out in and have some cereal, but it's not exactly like that.
Man, I mean, I would go there. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I tried to go there last January 2020 when I was there, but they had like just shut down the one location I knew about and like relocated it somewhere else, I think.
Oh, that's annoying.
It's a big bummer, but the Serial Killer's Kitchen, they're a business in Las Vegas and now in here in Goodyear, Arizona, and they're incredibly popular. You'll walk in and they have, like a shelf like 8 times, 10 times the size of this one, all full of different cereals that you can choose to put in your ice cream, in milkshakes, crushed inside your waffle batter if they're going to make you waffles, and that in general is just really, really cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on like your story or whatever. I remember like you posted about that on Instagram. So
yeah, I've been there a few times, and the owner has always been really nice to me. So they invite me in and give me all the stuff. They let me take photos, even go behind the counter and make things sometimes.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's actually, that's another really weird thing of being on social media like I am now, because I told you I wanted to be an actor, and when you think about being an actor, most people are like, oh yeah, I'll be famous one of these days. And so I always had this idea of like what that might look like. But when I started reviewing cereal, I didn't realize that even when you're like a sub level of celebrity, there are perks that just happen all the time that no one would expect. Like, look, I have 2 boxes of Cheerios right here that say Thomas on them. That's my name. On a box of cereal. That's not a thing real people get. Like, and that's not a bottle of Coke where just there's 100 of them that say Thomas or Tyler, It's just what Cheerios people decided to send me because I posted enough about cereal on Instagram and YouTube for so long.
Yeah, I remember like this wasn't like sent to me or anything, but I got this box of just Lucky Charms marshmallows, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh, no way.
They were doing like something on the box. I read it, and it was like, oh, you could win a box of Lucky Charms marshmallows, and I was like, I want to do that.
And so you won?
Up and I won.
Wow. I entered that thing over 25 times, and I didn't win. I think you're talking about, I have that box up there too behind me.
Yeah, it looked like that.
And that, I can just move it. This is a wireless phone, right? But the all marshmallows this year, they sent out I think it was like 15,000 of these boxes.
Before the unicorn ones.
Oh, so you got that was from like 2017, I think.
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
That's my best performing video of all time. I bought 4 boxes. I just dropped the plant. Oh no. It's okay. It survived. Just for everyone watching. The plant's okay. But it was I submitted for that. I didn't win either, but luckily they sent me the cereal or the marshmallows like last year, and I feel pretty great about it.
That's awesome.
You still have that box?
I think I do, but it's at my dad's house.
You could definitely sell it on eBay.
Like a couple of years, so I'm not expecting to see that box again.
I've literally this past week been trying to buy that version, the one you have on eBay. But like, no, everyone's trying to sell the box for like $50. I'm not paying $50 for a box of cereal.
For a box? Just the box? Or like...
It might be the box with the marshmallows, but it doesn't matter to me because I just want the box, right? But I don't have it, and that's okay because I guess I have limited space on my shelf anyway. Any more boxes, I would need more shelves, and shelves are expensive. So, Tyler, why are you podcasting?
So this was actually a project for school, and then like I just thought it was really fun to get to talk to like other people like around the world and stuff, you know. So I just kept it going because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's great. So what episode is this?
I think this is the 4th episode.
Cool. And where do people listen or watch?
So this podcast is available on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcast, Breaker, a whole bunch of other stuff. Pretty much anything except for Apple Podcast. But I'm trying to get there soon. Yeah,
I believe you can. Cool. So you're doing this, started off as a project, and now you just like to do it. What has been most surprising to you about this whole thing? Like podcasting, talking to people?
A lot more people agreed to do this than I thought. Because like I reached out to like so many people. And like some people just like never responded and stuff. Which is like, I thought that more people were just gonna like not respond or whatever. Like late April, I'm going to be talking with the creator of Phineas and Ferb, which is my favorite TV show. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, I think that's cool because, well, I mean, like it's like I get requested to be and stuff like this from time to time, and I don't say yes to everyone, but you've been following me for quite some time now, and that's a good question I have for you. Is like, how did you find Cereal Snob?
I think you were just on my Discover page one day, and I was like, oh, I like cereal. So I followed. And then after I saw your Instagram, I went over to your YouTube, and then I saw your content stuff, and I was just like, this is really cool.
That's part of the reason why I think you're going to be successful here too, just because, well, as long as you're not scared to reach out to people, like you're going to get responses, and people will just be like, yeah, sure, why not? This guy asked for it, I'll give it to him. And you're going to get a lot of no's and a lot of be ghosted a lot of the time, but it's not about that. It's about continuing to do it despite that. And now the people that are going to say yes to you anyway. So you'll have like, this is episode 4, like flash forward in like, what, a year or two, you'll be on episode 50, 100, who knows? Right. Man. But as long as you keep trying, like the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I want to keep doing this. It's really fun for me to do. And, like, I love talking to new people, especially, like, now. Because, like, I barely get to talk to people anymore because of this pandemic and stuff. So this has been, like, one of my main ways to get to have conversations. Most podcasts actually fail at the 4th episode, so. Which is this one, so.
This might be the series finale, huh?
I hope not.
Yeah, no, it won't be if you don't want it to. And like fail, I think most failures happen because people just aren't consistent enough with just doing it despite not wanting to. Because say you had an interview scheduled for Saturday, but you wake up Saturday and you're just like feeling terrible. You're like, dude, I do not want to do that interview. Right. And then you just skip that one. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I skipped the last one. No one said anything about it. So I guess I'll just skip the next one. And all of a sudden, you're not making podcasts anymore, but it's all about continuing to do what you want to do, despite all the negative influences and excuses that might come your way. Because as long as you keep doing something, like, dude, who knows? In a couple of years, you might be getting Logitech or someone to send you headsets because they want to be the headset on your head when you're doing the podcast. Or, the Phineas and Ferb creator will be like, actually, we have a new series, Tyler. Can you do one of the voices for these characters for just one episode? And it's all because you just made those connections and built those relationships in a place like this. So it's important to keep pursuing the things you're interested in, no matter how many times you want to quit, because inevitably all paths lead to the place you're supposed to go. You just got to take it.
Hmm.
Tell me, what are your favorite cereals?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. What's your next best favorite cinnamon cereal?
Cinnamon cereal. Ooh. I really like the cinnamon frosted flakes. Those were really good. Especially with like almond milk. I really liked that.
Me too.
I think that's all of this. Oh, here we go. Apple cinnamon Cheerios. Those are really good, honestly.
Oh. You know, someone DM'd me literally 2 nights ago and was like, what do you think on the thought of apple cinnamon Cheerios being a sleeper hit?
Bro, I didn't think they would be that good, honestly, because like most of the flavored Cheerios, especially, it's just really subtle, you know?
Yeah, it's not enough, and then washes off the milk.
Flavoring at all, but the cinnamon ones are like really good, honestly. I love it.
You know what? It's because cinnamon doesn't dissolve in milk, so the cinnamon flavor stays there, where like everything else just like goes into the milk, which is great for your milk, not for your Cheerios.
Yeah, but I really like those ones. So
is Cinnamon Toast Crunch also the cereal that you couldn't live without?
Probably, yeah.
You know, I've learned that there's not a single cereal truly I can live without, because every time I think I've like hit the peak of cereal and like I know all I like, I'll find one or two that I'm like, actually, this is pretty amazing. And it just keeps happening like that over and over and over again.
Yeah, the Eggo cereal, when it came out, I thought that was really good. I really liked that. That was so good.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
But like right after I got the first box, I could never find it again. Like I still can't find it in like any store near me.
And that's just another problem with cereals and supply, and your grocers even, they don't know what cereals to stock on their shelves, because I mean a box of cereal takes up a lot of space, and they could put like way more stuff there if it wasn't cereals. That's why cereal comes and goes a lot, because it's just too much inventory to manage for shelving space, is what I've learned.
Some of your favorites. So you told me about peanut butter checks, and I know you talk about that one a lot. On YouTube and stuff.
I love s'mores, Kellogg's s'mores, the one they just brought back again. It's like chocolate marshmallow graham pieces, or chocolate graham pieces with marshmallows. I love that cereal. The Eggo's, Eggo, the waffle cereal, the homestyle maple, is definitely one of my favorites. For a long time, when I'd be traveling out of town, I just make sure that was in my hotel, because that was the one I wanted. Jeez. Then Cinnamon Toast Crunch, may it rest in peace. Hold on. Cinnamon Frosted Flakes, may it rest in peace. That was like, I thought that was way better than Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but that's just because I've never been in like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch household. Like it's around from time to time, but never. And then, like, I love it. I'll eat a lot of it, but it's just not something I need in my life. Crunch berries in general have long time been one of my number ones. Captain Crunch, Crunch berries, sign me up. No, the one with just regular Crunch berries. The blueberry one's amazing too. But that's a limited edition thing. It'll go away, so I'll take that and leave it whenever it comes and goes. But regular Crunch berry is just like always a win for me. And Cheerios Crunch Cinnamon is definitely one of my favorites too, because it's multi-grain Cheerios, not just oats. So you got oat, wheat, and rice. More texture than they steel cut oats. It's sprayed on there with cinnamon. The heartiest bowl of cereal I've had in a long time. One of my absolute favorites. I'm
gonna need to try that. Wait, you said that the cinnamon frosted flakes went away?
Yeah, they're no longer a thing.
Oh, that's so sad. That was one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, my review of that, I had a lot of fun with that back in 2017 when it came out. I was blown away by how good it was. Like, holy crap!
I just assumed that I just couldn't find it anymore. I didn't know that like stopped or whatever.
Yeah, I've had a handful of people confirm that with me, and also cry with me about it in my DMs. You know, that's what we do. You can be there too one of these days if you want. Just cereal's gone. We can just cry about it together.
Nice cry section.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds awesome. Basically, you've tried like every cereal, I'm guessing.
My goal is to try basically every cereal, right? And I'm at this point now where even cereals that I wouldn't care about, like Raisin Bran, like oats and honey or something, that gets sent to my house too. So, you know, when I'm feeling adventurous, sure, I try them all. And like, that was the whole goal. Is like, you know, as a cereal snob, I really do think my cereals are better than your cereals. And that's why I don't eat your cereals. But, or anyway, so with that in mind, I think most new cereal is straight a waste of time and money. But not every single one. But in order to figure that out, I have to go through a whole lot of cereals I would never ever buy again.
Mm.
But I'm actually at the point now where, you know, I get like at least a couple packages a week of cereal or something sent to my house. So now I literally don't even have to buy them in the first place. And that's pretty nice.
That's crazy. You said that you want to try every like cereal.
Basically.
Does that include like the SpongeBob and Minecraft and Mario and stuff? Are you talking about that stuff too?
Yes, those three specifically you just mentioned, I've had all three of those.
Really?
Yes. The Mario one was like a poor man's Lucky Charms. The SpongeBob one was like the same thing, basically. I think. And then the Minecraft
they were
one.
all gonna be the same. Like,
well, the Minecraft one had cinnamon in it, and that flavor wasn't bad. But the cereal itself, those cereal pieces, were like soggy from the second they touched the milk, and I hate instantly soggy cereals, and that was just one of them. But not if there's like a licensed cereal, like you'll see Fruit Loops does this really, really often where they'll take like their Fruit Loops pieces and like remove any flavor and just have it be sweet. And it'll say it's birthday cake, vanilla, it's for Baby Shark cereal or the Caticorn or even like Lucio's, that Overwatch branded cereal they had not too long ago. It's all like the same exact thing. And even Dunkaroos, which you can see behind me here, is a rebrand of Birthday Cake Cookie Crisp. And the only reason I know that is because I had Birthday Cake Cookie Crisp. Like, I still have the box for it in a box down here. And before long, they just recycle the same cereal over and over again.
Just change the names or whatever?
Yeah, it's a way to just build it. Like, I think Kellogg's is like in General Mills and Post too. They're like, yeah, we have this cereal. If you would like to pay us so we can put your brand on it, you can. And they're like, yeah, sure, let's do that. Right, so it's just part of their business model too. To co-brand things and like build hype around releases, and it's all marketing, I guess, at the end of the day.
I don't know how to feel about that, honestly.
Betrayed, probably.
A good thing or a bad thing, you know? Especially like Dunkaroos and stuff, because that's I would assume that that's like based off of Dunkaroos.
Yeah, but you know what happens? They're just like, you know what? We want to make a Dunkaroos cereal. What's the most economic way for us to do that? And someone goes, what if we just took Cookie Crisp and took out the chocolate chips? They're like, booyah! That guy gets a raise, you know? And I wish that every cereal that came out was like a unique effort in order to try and like provide something new to the world. But more or less, one of the things I'm learning is just like, you know, they just will release something new to the world every once in a while, whether or not it's really new or not. And they're just hoping either you or me or everyone else just doesn't either miss it the first time or second time, and this time will be like, this is the one that's going to get them. And they just keep doing that over and over again.
What's your favorite like cereal ice cream, I guess? Because I know that's been a big thing lately, like the Cinnamon Toast ice cream and stuff like that.
Out of all the ones I've tried so far, definitely the Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice cream has been the best. And that's just out of like the actual ice creams you can find in the freezer aisle at stores where they're co-branded with, you know, they have Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, Lucky Charms. There may be more, but I think that's most of them. And out of those, they're all decent. But the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one, in my opinion, was definitely the best. And I did just get a handful of ice cream sent to me last week from Salt and Straw. They're an ice cream place in Portland, Oregon initially, but there are a couple places around the world. And they sent me one that was just Rice Krispies treats ice cream. And that thing was, yeah, it was so good. I was like, wow, I thought Rice Krispies treats were like peak way to experience a Rice Krispies treat. No, the ice cream was by far and away better.
That's crazy. I haven't had like any of them yet, but I want to try I at least want to try one of them at least. Like,
yeah, is there one you're more likely to like try than the others if you saw them?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, you'll love that one for sure.
Like, only because like that is my favorite cereal. So, and I want to try these things before it like goes away because I feel like that's probably not something that's gonna stay around. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may, but like I doubt it.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
I actually have a meeting coming up that I have to get off this call for to jump on. But do you want to do a quick wrap up and we'll call it a day?
I'm sure, yeah. Thanks for coming.
Tyler, thanks for having me, man. This has been great.
Peace.
Peace. Okay, see you later.